Hello, welcome to BioGreats TV. If you're new here, please subscribe and turn on the notification so you don't miss our next video. How Seychelles got independence. The island, now known as Seychelles, came under French control in 1744 when the colonial administrator of Mauritius dispatched a French explorer named Lazare Picault to chart the island northeast of Madagascar. Picault was the first to map Mahé, which is today Seychelles' most populated center. Mahé was renamed Isle de Séchelles after the French Minister of Finance. The name was later anglicized as Seychelles. In 1770, the first French settlement was established on the island consisting 15 white colonists, 7 slaves, and 5 Indians. Following the French Revolution in 1790, the colonies declared their independence from Mauritius and subsequently from France. For 20 years, an independent Seychelles served the needs of French and British ships as well as Arab slave traders. In 1811, however, the British took control of the island. With abolition of slave trade in Britain, many Arab slave ships were raided by the British and their human cargo freed and resettled in Seychelles. The freed slaves became apprentices of the plantation owners in Seychelles, and between 1861 and 1874, close to 2,500 men, women, and children were rescued and resettled in the Seychelles. The officials administering Seychelles wanted the island to become a separate autonomous colony within the British Empire, and the authorities in the mother colony of Mauritius did not object to this. In fact, the Mauritian governor, Sir Arthur Gordon, sent a petition on their behalf to London. Concessions were made, and in 1903, Seychelles became a crown colony. But the English did not make serious attempts to push their culture, so the culture and language of its previous master, France, remained prevalent on the island. Until the beginning of the Second World War, the Seychelles' social structure was mainly dominated by a small group of French-speaking plantation owners, while the majority of the population were landless, Creole-speaking descendants of slaves. World War I caused a lot of hardship in the island. Ships could not bring in needed goods nor take away exports. Wages fell drastically, while prices soared by 150%. Many were so hard-pressed that they turned to crime, and the prisons were bursting. The only ray of hope for many was to join the Seychelles labor contingent. Even this was no easy option either. When World War I ended, the population of Seychelles was around 24,000, most of whom felt neglected by Britain. There was agitation from the newly formed Planters Association for more representation in the governance of Seychelles. The League of Colored Peoples was formed to demand a better minimum wage, a wage tribunal, and free health care for all. Towards the beginning of World War II, Seychelles residents began clamoring for home rule. The Seychelles' first political party was formed in 1939, and it was called the Taxpayers Association. This party represented the interest of the wealthy landowners, who numbered roughly 2,000 out of a population of 36,000. When World War I ended, these landowners were granted the right to vote when the Seychelles' first Legislative Council was elected in 1948. Most of those elected to the Legislative Council were unsurprisingly members of the Planters and Taxpayers Association. The rise of political movements that were formed for the interest of all Seychelles residents who were not landowners didn't take place until 1960s. The left-leaning Seychelles People's United Party (SPUP) was created in 1964. This party wanted complete independence from Britain. The Seychelles Democratic Party (SDP) formed that same year, however, still majorly represented the interest of landowners and lobbied for a stronger relationship with Britain. In March 1970, a constitutional convention held in London with colonial and political representatives of Seychelles in attendance. The Seychelles Democratic Party (SDP) of James Marcham advocated for closer integration with Britain, while the Seychelles People's United Party (SPUP) of Franz Albert Rene wanted independence. When elections held in November 1970, Marcham became the chief minister. By 1974, both parties wanted full independence, and so negotiations with the British were in full swing. Eventually, an agreement was reached and Seychelles became an independent republic within the Commonwealth on June 29, 1976. The newly knighted Sir James Marcham emerged as the country's first president, while Rene of the SPUP became the prime minister. What have we missed out of this history? Let's know in the comment section. Will it be ridiculous to subscribe to our channel? If no, please like this video, share, and subscribe to our channel.